I was sent this light at no charge for the purpose of this review. So let's go ahead and take this thing out of the box so we can check it out. All right, and this is the light and everything it comes with out of the box. Of course, this is the solar light. And as you can see, this thing is really big. This looks like it's going to provide just a massive amount of light. It also comes with the mount to mount it to a pole or the side of a building or whatever it is you want to mount it to. It comes with a manual, a remote, a bracket, and bolts to mount this to a pole. A set of anchor bolts in case you want to mount it to the side of a building that has masonry or something on the side. It comes with 4 regular bolts with nuts and washers. That's for using this with the bracket in the back. And then of course it comes with spare parts. I love it when items come with spare parts. So the only thing that you would need that doesn't come in the package is 2 AAA batteries for the remote. And if we flip this over, you can see this nice, massive solar panel that is on the other side of the light that is there to just collect all the solar rays, charge up the batteries to be able to provide you with a nice amount of light out of this. All right, so that's enough talking about it. Let's get this thing mounted. All right, so I'm up here and I mounted the bracket for this light. Now, I've got some other lights that are kind of like this street light here, but they do not have this piece of metal right here. That is because this is a much heavier light, so they needed a heavier brace for it. So they added this little strip of metal right here to give this a little bit more stiffness here and a little bit more strength to hold this size light. And then of course, you mount these screws here to get the light mounted onto the pole. So this is the light mounted. It's not dark enough yet for the light to kick on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put up my ladder, clean up around here, and come back when it gets a little darker so we can test this light out. All right, and it's getting dark enough. I'm gonna turn the light off the camera because the bugs just wanna fly around it anyway, and you'll be able to see the light better. All right, so now let's turn this light on. Wow, that is extremely bright. I don't think you're gonna be able to tell exactly how bright this is in the camera because the camera's just gonna adjust for it. I mean, it is, it is definitely bright. Definitely understand why it would be called a street light. Now, we would not normally need it at that brightness. So if you check out the remote here, it's got all different kinds of settings. Let's go ahead and try some of these different settings out. So that's 100%. This is gonna be 75. Okay, went down a little bit. It's gonna be 50. Yeah, went down a little bit more. And this is gonna be 25. Wow, I mean, at 25% brightness, this thing is still just really bright. I mean, it's not obnoxiously bright. I think we're gonna leave it on 25, maybe kick it up to 50 or so if we have people over, but 100's pretty bright. But this is a very comfortable amount of light right now at 25 for us here. This also has, of course, the ability to do motion sensing. So you press it, it goes up to 100%. And if you wait a little while, it's gonna drop down to a lesser percent. I think it's 30 or 25%, something like that. So it conserves electricity at a lower setting. It will drop down. And then if it detects movement, it will kick up. There it went. So you have to move a little bit. I do have this mounted up about 16 feet up. So it is pretty high up, but it does detect motion and kick up to 100%. Then if you let it sit for a little bit, it's gonna kick down back to like a 25 or 30%. This also has where you can set multiple hours, like you can do 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, or 8 hours. So that way if you just want it on for a certain amount of time, and then of course, you can just turn it off. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, but I'm gonna actually put it on the motion setting out here. There, when it dropped down. But that's it. I really hope this review was helpful. Thank you very much for watching. Y'all take care.